Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and haven't seen you all for a year. You're looking pretty good.
It's been a year.
And quite a year it was. So welcome, everybody, and welcome to JJ and her group, Tuta Speaks. Who I'm so
Mhm.
happy to have you here, and happy New Year to you, dear.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Thank
You
you.
know, one thing my brother-in-law says, he says, I can't miss you till you're gone. And it's like, that's so perfect right now for the year we just had. It's like, can't
True.
miss you until you're gone.
Yeah, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. And it was funny because last night we were doing readings on my channel with Irish Granny, and Ann Simpson came in, and she lives in New Zealand, and she said,
Mm.
"Oh, it's already 2024 here." I said, "Well, how's the year looking so far?" Because it's wonderful to have
Yeah.
somebody that has the first
Mhm.
look at the new year. Anyway. Yeah, so we've got some things to do today. The tutor want to talk about the energy of trees. I'd like to talk about leaving things behind in the portal of the Divine Mother. But
Mm.
I know that you were just doing Reiki. Were you just doing Reiki the hour
Um,
before?
yeah, we Reiki and a Journey with
Okay.
Tuta. And it was a
Okay.
lot of things you were saying, so that this fits
Good.
in perfect.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. So I don't know how many folks we're going to have here today, but it doesn't matter. It's wonderful to have you all here. Craig Dixon, Christine Fryer, Teresa Ford. Um, and I saw Paisley, Lottie B, Carolyn, and Peter. Thank you all for being here early. And anybody else that happens to be just coming on or lurking in the background, we're glad you're here, and there's never any pressure. Just enjoy the journey with us. So I
Mhm.
think I would like to have you talk a little bit about the trees,
Yes.
and let's start there. Yeah.
Yes. Craig Dixon, I see that people might be hungover today. And you know what? Even an energy hangover.
Well, that's very true. Yes,
Yeah.
energy hangover. Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
I did want to look at what Teresa Ford, a lovely community member, says, um, saying things that land the right way. Because, Teresa says, I never know if I'm saying things, to be received well by the other person or the way we intended. And I think as humans, that's where we do get like stumbled, where
Yeah.
there's like a speed bump of sorts, and can get us a little off balance, or the people around us a little off balance. So just
Mhm.
being mindful of the throat area connected to the heart and the brain and the gut, and just bringing that prayer in to just help us communicate the way that we intend to. Of
Mhm.
course, there's no control over who's hearing it.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes
how you receive it
communication.
could be how you're feeling that day. That's very true. Yeah.
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 Um, but as I was waiting for this to start, I got the word creating. Creating is going to be really important. And then they showed me something hanging from a tree that we create. And then they said the trees are our witness.
Mm.
They're our witness. And my language just wants to come out. They're saying that to have a key to go through a door, how wonderful. And they do invite us to look at nature as a place where we can open up a door anytime we want and sit with it, sit with a river, sit with the
Mm.
birds, sit with a tree, and just being out there and enjoying it. But the trees do want to help us. So if I know people here really love the outdoors, like me. So if you create something, what they showed me in the image was, something that hangs down, and it can be made out of beads or things you find in nature, anything that you want to put on, like a string, some yarn, dental floss, whatever you want. Or like write something on like a ribbon. I'm sure we still have some left over from our holidays.
Yeah.
Just you can write something down, or you can just hold it and blow in whatever it is that you want to blow into it, like intentions or releasing. Which actually brings us to what you wanted to talk about with the releasing. But hang those from the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang those from the tree. It reminds me also of the old song "Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree."
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's almost reminiscent of the prayer flags also of the
Yeah.
Buddhists,
Yeah.
where the
Yes.
prayers are all up there and you're just letting them fly in the wind,
Yes.
and it's an
Yes.
offering to the universe. So
Uh,
that's wonderful. I love that imagery. Hi, book. Hi, everybody.
I also
Uh,
like to ask permission from the tree that
oh
just
yeah,
ask.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
They might be like,
it's actually like everything. If you are taking something, you either need to leave something behind or ask for
yeah,
permission and
yeah,
send a prayer at the very least. Well, I pulled a card as you were talking, and it's from the card of the portals. And today is actually the portal of the Divine Mother because it's 1-1. And so I'm reading a book that talks all about this, and I'm feeling that we are on the threshold, if not already in the multi-universe or the
nice.
multiverse, the multiverse. And I love this because it's us standing on the precipice of a new year, a new
Mm,
time, and looking out into the galaxy and saying, you know, I'm part of this. This is part of me. And it just really speaks to the energies that we're dealing with on the very first day of this brand new year. So, yeah. And we were talking last night as I was pulling some cards about how important it is for us to make room for the new. And in order to make room for the new, we have to sometimes or mostly let go of something that isn't serving us anymore. And, you know, that could be cleaning the closet. That could be also getting rid of a habit that's not so good for you. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do
mhm.
to meet that criteria, and only you will know if it's right for you. So yeah, that's what I'm getting as well. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love this. There is a thing you can choose a word for the year, and every
Mm.
year you can actually even get a bracelet. So
Oh,
Hypnicity says hers is clarity, looking for suggestions for reaching more clarity. I blew cinnamon in my front door. I heard also last night, actually at midnight, I should have thought of it. You're supposed to open up the front door and then open up the back door, let
mm.
in the new year and let out the old. That's like an old Danish tradition or something. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah.
But you have to stay up.
That's true. That's true. And my dog was crying so very much from all the loud, um, she was frantic. And we had given her some CBD oil because of all
Mhm.
the
Oh, the
fireworks.
fireworks. Hmm.
Oh, they're really bad for us. So,
Yeah,
hello to everybody.
I
Yeah,
read about the cinnamon thing with the door, but when I read it, they didn't say if you're supposed to blow the cinnamon in or out. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Because if I get that wrong, I mean, what's going to happen?
what's going to happen? I know.
Yeah.
I know. So, Nancy, my words are courage and open to the new. I love that. That's
Yeah.
fabulous. That's fabulous. So, Laura wants to know where we're going today. And
Ooh.
so, JJ was just talking about her people came through with the trees and
Mhm.
nature and how they are there for us. Um, and she actually showed us a picture of something you could hang off the trees
Yeah,
in
just
order to,
creating
yeah,
something. Could be
create
simple,
something.
asking the tree for permission and just, yeah, with the wind, everything,
Yeah,
the sun, all of
yep.
that. oh, I saw Gerald's came in, and then I forgot what I talked about.
Yeah, I
What
know.
I was thinking about. Gerald.
That's because he just wonked his fan and you heard it. That's why. Oh, but anyway,
But
yeah.
with Gerald, it actually ties into the word they gave me, which was like creating, being a
Okay.
creator.
Yeah.
And if you guys check out Tarot Stash, he has been putting pictures up of. He just did the Devil Tower, which
Uh-huh.
is one of my favorite places to go. I
Yes.
love it there.
It's beautiful. And he did a beautiful job. It looked just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really wonderful. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is. Um, yeah, the thing is that many of us don't feel as though we have any creativity at times, or maybe even any time.
Mhm.
I know that I've seen things people have done and said, "Oh, I wish I was that creative." But the truth is, we're all creative, just in different ways, and we can build on that if we just stop being critical of whatever it is that we're creating. In other words, give it over to the universe and say that this is my best attempt at what I'm doing. And that should be enough for the universe. As long as you're trying, then that's all that matters. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did remember. They were showing me. Like the magic of soil, and how soil helps us grow things, but it also helps break things down, like composting, and like when a tree falls
Yeah.
down and then it turns back into soil.
Mhm.
So just checking in, if everybody could just think about like your life. Um, just think about how your life is going, and think about, first of all, just focus on your feet. Just close your eyes and imagine your feet and the soil beneath your feet. How does it feel?
Mhm. Mhm.
Does it need something, like as if this was the life that you're living right now? Is it a
Mhm.
little dry? um, Is it a little too damp? There's all sorts of things. Just wondering what we can do to our soil and our life, so that it can help us release things and also bring things in.
Mm. Wow.
And they're also mentioning, if you put a seed too far in the soil, um, then that will actually compost. It has to be use your intuition on how to plant your seeds, where to plant your seeds.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mm.
Sometimes if you're looking to, let's just say, for instance, if you wanted to build grow your spiritual connection or your spiritual gifts. Sometimes they're saying, instead of just planting something with the intention, or hanging something from a tree with the intention of the spiritual gift, sometimes think of the smaller steps, and hang those, or plant those seeds. Um,
Mm.
yeah, because they are talking about how, like, we might want the tree, but we need to be the sapling first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, actually, that garden metaphor, because we can't make the plants and flowers and vegetables come up any faster than they're going to, and we do have to have really fertile soil in order
Yeah.
to do that. So sometimes, when you're working in a rotating garden, you have to leave a field fallow for a while after it's
Mhm.
used, because all the nutrients and vitamins and everything, they're gone. And so you
Yeah.
have to plant, you have to have a field to leave and a field to plant. So make sure you have that backup. But as you said that, I had the most luxurious feeling that my feet were in this beautiful, wet, verdant soil, and my feet felt wonderful. So
Oh,
it was
great.
nice. It was
That's
nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. So you're fallow right now, Annie. I get you. Yeah. She says, last night I was play wondering what kind of seed am I? What
Oh,
kind
right.
of seed am I?
You're the Annie. You're the Annie
You're
seed.
the aniseed. Yes, you're the aniseed is right. Oh my goodness. Um, Lori, you have a bucket full of need to put down. Ooh, I
Right.
I understand. It's like carrying too much of weight on your back, and you need
Yeah.
to put it down. You need to release it. Yeah, absolutely. I hope you can do that, Laura, because
Okay, you know
we
what's really interesting about how Laura worded that? I have a bucket full of need to put down. I just want to sit with that for a second.
absolutely. She has a way with her words. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bucket full of need to
Uh-huh.
put down.
Yep.
So it's like they're showing like the bucket being thrown to the ones that devour, like the
Oh.
animals, the chickens, the pigs, the
Uh-huh.
even nature. So it's almost like surrendering those things to nature. And with that, they're talking about how it's so important when you have those frayed nerves or tension. They're talking about how sound, like finding your thing, um, like if going out in nature isn't that, or to add to that, they're talking about vibration healing,
Mhm.
because there's, especially when we are growing things and releasing things, it's just really nice to have something that fills us up.
Mhm.
So if
Mhm.
that's music, there's something about vibration. So I'm not sure, Laura, if you do things with vibration
Mm.
or
Mhm.
resonance, but like
Mhm.
some people might be into sound bowls, tuning forks,
Yeah.
music, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
drumming, whatever it is.
I love the idea of regenerating the need as a as sustenance for those who need it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you have, in other words, I'll give you my need if you need it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It contains energy, and energy can be then transmuted in any way that particular entity wants it to be transmuted. So,
yeah.
wow,
And I
that's
love
beautiful.
I love like the laying down of things.
Uh huh.
Like laying down a prayer, um, laying
Hmm.
down um, certain words, and just being like, here, here I am. I'm here in this lifetime, and
Yeah.
and and these are the things that would be wonderful if they came into my life. I would love
Mhm.
to manifest that, and here I am laying that down. So it's this way of like being like surrendering to this thing that you're
Mhm.
laying down, and
Mhm.
instead of like being like a helicopter mom on it, like when you're like, is the
Yeah.
pasta
You
done
got to
now?
release it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
is
to
the
release
pasta
it.
done now? Let me
Mhm.
taste it. No, it's still crunchy.
I really love that, and I love it also the fact that you brought up the soil and the trees, because part of that is walking in uh, on the path and leaving your footsteps. I don't know if you've ever seen the sign in a forest that says, "Take only pictures, leave only footsteps."
Yeah.
And I love that, because actually, even if we don't take a camera's picture, we take the picture of how we are at the time. Yeah,
Mm.
and we're yeah, very much so. Our ancestors are downloading their knowledge and energy to us for continuum and our new journey beginning. Absolutely. I
That's
love that. Thank you,
cool.
Carolyn. Yep. All the sharing in the chat is always. Worry Girl says it's a magical time in human history. If we look at it that way, it
Yeah.
becomes much more positive. Instead of thinking, "Oh, brother, why did I come in at this time?" If you
Yeah.
can look at it as a magical time, as something that we can transform, it becomes lighter. It's not such a heavy load for us. Yeah.
You know, we were just talking about, it was Terry, when we were doing the Kundalini rising, talking about a storm and how thunder and lightning. And I love to think about that with nature too, because Eliza from Hawaii was saying that they don't get a lot of lightning because they don't have enough land to generate.
Right.
Um, I just like that blew my mind to not have enough land to generate.
Yep.
So I just wanted to say that. I forgot where I was going with that, but I
No,
love
but that,
that
yeah,
you need enough something to generate.
to generate it. Yeah, absolutely. And most of the time, it's these tall trees because that's what they hit first anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I love that. I love
I
that.
think the point was is that through chaos there's like deep
Yep,
respect and learning. It humbles us.
it does. Yep.
My people really enjoy chaos. It's
Really?
not,
Okay.
yeah, because
Yeah,
that's just where people will lend a hand to other people.
that's very
Like,
true.
yeah,
Yep.
like,
Mhm.
the community just comes and helps. And we have people like the, Red Cross or FEMA or whatever, but it's the
Mhm.
people, like your community that really
That's
have your
true.
back. Yeah.
No, that's absolutely. And after chaos usually comes clarity. It's like
Mhm.
that tower that's in the tarot cards. I mean, it's like nobody wants to see the tower coming down, but it has to come down first before it can be rebuilt into a much better tower. And so while we're going through that chaos, and there are a lot of people that don't like change, uh,
Yeah.
and we need to switch that out because actually we are always changing and things are always changing, and to stay stagnant wouldn't be very good for us. It would be like yeah, stagnant pond of bad water. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So let's see. Teresa says, Annie Bear, I think your soul is a sequoia that's been growing with mother for centuries. I
That's
love
that's
that. It's
beautiful.
wonderful. It really is. Uh, so let's see. Paisley had said, one man's need is the other animal's feed. I love that. That's like you were talking about letting
Yeah,
go.
that's
Mhm.
perfect.
Uh-huh. Laura said it was just an idea of expansion. And actually, I love the idea of expansion. It's very, very important that we have enough room to expand. Like you said, it's like the
Mhm.
lightning. You can't have it because there's not enough room for it. We can't have things to come in if we don't make room for it.
Yeah.
Nurture ourselves with good food, beverages, kindness, love, humility, play. Absolutely, Annie. Absolutely.
I have a good example of releasing things so new things can come in.
Okay.
So many packages that show up on my doorstep, and I bring those packages in, but nothing's leaving.
I understand. No, and even the boxes, sometimes you end up getting too many boxes in the back room.
Yeah, that is a
uh,
good way to think about it for, like, ourselves.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. The towers of breakthrough. Thanks everybody for all your oh, in the Sufi tower has gems hidden underneath. In the
Oh,
Sufi tarot. And
I
there are
love
gems underneath. Thank you, Warrior Girl. You're right. There's a lot buried underneath of things that we just don't see.
yeah.
Reminds me of that. There's an advertisement on where this lady can sell her life insurance policy, and they said she could. They're underneath the ground, and they're saying, It's a term policy. You can sell it," and she can't hear because she doesn't have the ears for it. So, yeah, yeah, it's a wonderful. It's clenched fists can't receive gifts. How true is that?
No,
Laurie says it's time to honor the light and honor the dark. Cherish this time of being together on Mother Gaia. We're receiving more love and lightness. We have not lived Earth being a planet of love. That's very true. It's
yeah.
it's very sad to say, but very, very true. This isn't new. Over the holiday, my 46-year-old daughter was going on and on about how horrible the world is and war and this and that, and you guys didn't see it every day. And I said, no, you don't know what we saw. I said it was during the 70s. We every night you turn on the television and you're eating your dinner if you're watching the news, and all you see is blown up bodies in Vietnam and all
Yeah.
kinds of atrocities. I'm not saying that one is equal to the other, but all I'm saying is that we older folks have seen some of the things that some of the younger folks haven't seen because they weren't alive then. It doesn't
Yeah.
make it right. It doesn't make it right, though.
And now
Yeah.
I don't watch the news because I'm an
Uh-huh.
empath and it affects me.
Yeah.
But
No, it does.
you know,
It does.
back back when I was younger, I'm thinking of like Dan Rather and like the
Yeah.
investigative, just the investigative reporters that would go to where the action was.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I don't know if they're still doing that or not.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah.
But,
Well, now it's so crazy that I don't watch the news per se. What she's seeing is she's following embedded journalists in Gaza, and she's seeing they've already
oh,
killed 150 journalists in Gaza, and
oh,
people, babies, 21,000 people are dead, and that's what's bothering her so much. And she says nobody wants to talk about it. And
no.
of course, we had the atrocities in Israel that women were raped and maimed and so on. I'm not suggesting that you have to really pick a side. All I know is that it is something difficult to deal with, whether you're watching it on the news or not, because
Mhm.
it's happening in our world, and we're empaths, as you say. So yeah, we feel it. We can feel it, and it's not feel a good feeling. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every newscast, Ellen said, included a body count back then. Yes, it did. Today, 300 Americans were killed in Vietnam. Yeah, they would do it every single day. Every single day.
Yeah.
It was very much collective trauma. Very much so. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's hard wherever it happens. That's very true. We are
On
not.
the journey Tuta just brought us to before this,
Uh-huh.
they
Yes.
said imagine there's a slide, like a slide. It can be any
Yeah.
color, any material, and you can put whatever you want on that, whether you're aware or unaware of whatever it is or what the name is, to just do some releasing. And I
Mhm.
love the idea that we're talking about, the trees and how things decompose and how things grow in the soil. So it's like if we just imagine that we do have that slide for the releasing, and
Yeah.
that there's a hole that we dug for
Mhm.
the catching to release, and knowing
Mhm.
that the things that we release are going to a good cause, going to a good cause. Like whatever it is we release is being welcomed with open arms, like they love it.
Mhm.
Um, and
Mhm.
so just imagining, whether it's from the heart, the throat, the mind, the anywhere you are all at once, just imagining, just visualize that you have this slide,
Mhm.
and visualize the hole that's in the soil. And it is the most perfect soil one could ever hope for. It has the right nutrients. It has the right
Mhm.
moisture. It is just perfect. Like the forest made this for us and is
Yeah.
welcoming us. So just
Yeah.
imagine, just kind of like draining and releasing the things, that we're aware or unaware from the beginning of our time to right now, just
Yep.
releasing those. And they're talking about how we do get those impressions from the things that we hear that are happening in different parts of the world. And sometimes we take those on as energetic imprints, because we
Mhm.
care. We have these beautiful hearts. And they say those imprints, if we would like for them to leave right now, it doesn't mean those things aren't happening. It's just these things that we might have, like stockpiled
Mhm.
in our energy, which can affect our physical. Just releasing some imprints. And it's
Mm.
so neat to do like releasing imprints. Tu kano shtitan seeing them tu kano shtitano kashewa tutina makotano shtitayewa like releasing I don't know how to say this word. It's like when you do the skin and the skin cells, it's like SLOUGH or something.
Slough. Slough
Yeah,
it off. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and just they're like even a tree needs to release its bark now and then for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a deeper cleansing than a tree releasing the leaves or releasing the seeds. It's like sometimes we need to release this protection, this bark, to get to what's
Uh-huh.
behind it, like the gems and the treasures that are underneath the tower. Pakulni takotita, ye tita, ye tita, ye tita, and just sending that right down the slide into the hole. And they say it's such good practice to do the imprints because then wherever we find ourselves, we can clear those energy imprints as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing the slide go away, and just taking our hands in this beautiful soil and putting it over. And you could say a few words as if it's a funeral of some sort. And sometimes it does feel like grief, even though those things might have been more detrimental than helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a letting go of something,
True.
um,
Yeah. Which is
especially
what they've been asking us for. Yeah.
if it affected us.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't our stuff. Like when
Right.
if there's someone in
Yeah.
the family or a worker who's telling you who you are, but you're not that. But if you're told it
Right.
enough, that, et cetera, et
You start
cetera.
to believe it. Yeah. You do.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow. So I pulled a card that says, when you start to walk, the way appears.
Hmm.
And so they want you to take steps, which was interesting because JJ Tuta brought up the putting your feet in the soil, beginning again, creating the life we truly want. That's exact. And look at the path is paved, but there are
Hmm.
places on the path that you can put your feet on the regular ground, not just the path.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So, oops, sorry. I don't know why that happened. Teresa Ford said, Mother can compost all our pain and turn it into the energy to grow new earth. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. Compost the pain. So we can tell people if they're asking us what we're doing, oh, I'm composting my pain right now.
Sorry, I can't come over.
You want to come over and release some of your needs and wants and desires and
Yeah.
pains. I'm
Yeah.
here for you. I dug a big hole in the backyard and they'd be like, no, thank
Yeah.
you.
Were you gonna go grocery shopping? No. I'm a little busy right now.
I'm a little busy. That's right. But I love those. I love talking in metaphor, simile,
Yeah.
analogies. I really do. Because I really do believe that we understand what those are. And if we apply them to our spiritual life, then we're okay because it isn't like we have this big secret out there that we have to find. We
Yeah.
already know. We already
Yeah.
know. We're just remembering. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
really like to just think of we all have heartbeats and we all breathe
Uh-huh.
oxygen.
Right.
And it's just like I get so confused with like at what point was somebody better than somebody else? Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
blows my mind to
Yeah.
because as I was growing up, I'm like, oh, that person's older. They must know more, or they must. I just thought my
Yes.
parents knew everything, and now as a parent, I'm like, no. I tell my kids all the time, I'm like,
Oh, I do. I've done that my whole life.
yeah,
I've said, yeah, we're here teaching each other.
yeah,
And, I thought that if I had all these degrees, it would help me, and it has. But at the same time, really, the most knowledge that I need is right here. I don't need any kind of degree to prove that I can say what I want to say, which is
yeah,
silly. But anyway, All right. Well, we have some people who have, I'm not going to take any more at this point. We've got 9, and I don't think we're even going to be able to do 9 of them. So we're just going to take some questions randomly. And what I want to say is that any message that Tuta gives, or myself, whatever, or the guides, the spirits come in and give, really can be taken from by anybody. When we talk about the energies, what does my 2024 look like? We're talking about what does all of our 2024 look like, or what can we do to help for our best outcome. So let's just see what we can come up with here. So Corey Ray had the first one, and so I'm going to take her. Do you see me staying at my work location long term and doing better? And that might be something you need to release, but let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Okay. Do you see me staying at my work location long term and doing better? Okay, so they're bringing me back to that idea of standing on the soil, like imagining your feet and looking at the soil beneath your feet. And the soil beneath your feet, just thinking of this question of like, do I see myself staying at my work location long term and doing better? Do I see myself staying at this work location long term and doing better? And just see if the answer, you can absorb that answer or the feelings of how it feels to be there long term and doing better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also they're bringing in the earthworm, and the things in the that are below the surface of, like, it's almost as if feeling the vibrations and the little like the little feelings you get that are a little bit underneath the surface at the job that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that is that just ask yourself, like, is that a good thing, a bad thing, or how would I want to adjust it or shift it if I wanted to stay there long term, so it is better for myself.
Yep. Now
Yeah.
you also, Corey, can do some energy testing where you're asking the questions and you're pulling to see, because you are the one that knows the answer more than we do. But I
Yeah.
get you are the rare flower that blooms in the dark. Keep growing. That's what I get. So I believe that you have a unique way of looking at the world and working. And if you want, does this facilitate your growth? You can ask that question too. Does this job facilitate my growth? Because if you're sitting in a job that's very stagnant and you're not growing, at least you feel you're not growing, then it might be time to look. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you have some like, I feel a little bit of tightness, like in the, in this chest area, almost
Mhm.
like, is this where I'm supposed to be, and how do I
Right.
figure that out? And
Yep.
yeah.
And it's hard too when we need to make money to live. We have to have a job,
I
but
know.
at the
Yeah.
same time, you can always be looking, Corey. And because if you're asking the question, there's some thought that maybe you won't be. So yeah, yeah. Ask your guides to help you. Absolutely. I'm just going to post this if I can find it now. Now I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Linda Bishop just asks us to pray for Chris, a friend's grandson. He's in emotional turmoil and he's losing hope. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We send out prayers for him to feel as though he um, can find the meaning he wants to find in his life. But there's a lot of people. This could be also helpful for others. So if there's anybody else that in the chat going through anything similar, either emotional turmoil, physical turmoil, um, we ask our guides and angels to come in and for highest good.
What they were showing me was really interesting. They showed me the diamond shape, and like our prayers are going out like as a diamond shape. It's like diamond and then diamond and then diamond, which brings me to oh, what is that? It's like the crystalline energy of some
Mm-hmm.
sort.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. God, that's beautiful. That's just beautiful. All right. So I'm going to take this question because I think this is good for everybody. Erin says an energy adjustment for the new year would be awesome.
I like how
Yeah.
you worded that, Erin. Yeah,
Yes.
an energy adjustment. That's
It
perfect.
is. It is. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so if I was thinking about an adjustment like on the spine, it's one of those things again where you don't sometimes if you just go right to the spine, then it will be out of whack again. So it's almost like what they're saying like before, where you go think a little bit like smaller steps and how like they might need to do heat or manipulation of the muscles before they can reset the alignment or be in alignment in a different way. It's
Mhm.
really important to think about that because I think a lot of us are um, feeling a lot of the stuff going around, energies, solar flares, blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah. We try to explain it away, but yeah, it's all
And,
there. Yeah.
and I like the word adjustment because
Mhm.
it is. We just need to do a little bit of shifting. So I'm just going to ask Tuta for all of us. They're bringing in star. So I have been getting that the star people, our star family, do want to help us. So I see that there's a star. Patu tako na tapaku na tapaku ishemaye wa nuita. So just imagine that there's a star above you. Hashena naka taka ishtatana. And think of those treasures that are below the tower, that are below our feet, and see that you're standing right over this that's in the dirt. Whatever gem, whatever treasure it is that you see,
Mhm.
and just tutama ashtata, and bringing in that the energy right before the lightning strikes. And just see that going from the star down
Mhm.
through us, as Annie likes to call the hollow bone. Kuka, kuka, kuka,
Mhm.
maka, maka, ewa, ashtatana kapa, washewa. And they're showing me as we do this, they're just reminding me that some people with reactions, they like gag or throw up or cough heavily. And they're just talking about how when there is something in us that needs to be released, we sneeze, we cough, we gag, we throw up. So just keeping that in mind, and we say with grace and ease, this energy adjustment.
Mm. How beautiful.
Yeah, and just stay in that star, the hollow bone, and the jewel, the gem that's beneath us. And
Mm.
see if that helps a little bit. And you can do this at any time.
I'll never forget, I was with my husband, who is a chiropractor, but we weren't doing chiropractic work at the time. And this lady came in and her head was completely full. She couldn't sneeze. She couldn't cough. Her ears were blocked. And he
Oh.
said, "Oh, okay." And he reaches across the table and he pulls her ear like this, her
Yeah.
earlobe, and everything opens up and she can breathe and she can hear and she can,
Oh my
and
God.
she coughs because that all those things open up. And I thought sometimes that's all we need. We
Mm,
just need one simple
a little
adjustment and
tug.
yeah, a little tug. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I pulled this card, which is a Mother Mary card. It's gorgeous. Look at the doves up there.
Mm,
Just and the tree.
mm,
The tree is there, and it says, "Our Lady of Charity, I call upon us all in need. I will empower your purpose. My powers are vast to keep you safe and protected. Fear not, maintain your focus, trust your heart's journey. I'm guiding you, my beloved, that peace and wisdom may flourish upon the earth." There you go.
mm.
That was,
Lisa Foster, if you're still here, I'm just holding you in my heart space. I'm sorry that you're having a really bad day.
oh,
Um,
honey.
I hope you
Yeah.
can get some rest for your soul. Oh my goodness. Tuck
Oh,
yourself in.
tuck yourself in with the kitty cats. Know that you are dearly loved. But this can be a hard day. First day
Yeah.
of the year. It can be. Yeah. I hope you feel better, honey. All right. So let's see. We have a Peacock Rainbow. What guidance does Spirit have for her this morning or for the year? Let's see what I can find for you. So I get, you have seen my descent, and what it is, it's a bunch of Chinese lanterns that are floating in the air that they do every lunar um, Chinese celebration. It is the year of the dragon, so everybody should know that the dragon works in circular fashion. And it says, "You've seen my descent, now watch my rising. A breakthrough is coming, success is coming, and you can overcome all your obstacles. But look, this person has released these Chinese lanterns. Make sure you release something in order to allow what you need to come in."
So when I was checking in, they were showing me, like, at first it was like the energy was at that point where it's like this. It's like
Mhm.
open, like normal feeling energy, which I don't often feel because mine's like, but that's what they were showing me. It was just like, take a breath
Calmness. Yeah, yeah,
energetically. And then all of
yeah.
a sudden it was like right back. And then it was like go out a little bit and then it would come right back. And so I would say, they're just saying it's like before, it's really important to find the things, whether it's things that we've used before or new things that we're discovering that help us relax, where our energy is a little bit more at like neutral. Not that it has to be that way all the time, because that's not really how balance works. um,
Yeah.
but just bringing in those things that help with stress, tension, and I'm getting it's more the energy around us for you. Um, and they also showed me just a quick glimpse. I'm not sure on Peacock if you have like any connection with like off planet communities, but I did see just really quick was um, someone with a bigger head, which made me think of what we would call like um, an ET or an alien of some sort, an off planet being.
An off planet being
Yeah.
in the multiverse. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. All right. She says with who it's a being, a light being that is you're with. So
Yeah.
okay.
And then the tension and stuff, I feel like it's not with a who. I think it's with a what. It's more
With a what?
energy. It's more like
Okay.
I call it my static, where
Uh-huh.
it's like I'm like, relax my muscles, relax my muscles. And it's just like I'll do it for 2 seconds and then I'll think of something else and it's like it comes right back.
I
Yeah.
get it. All right.
I'm not
Book
sure
says
I'm not sure
I'm
how you would have a connection with an ET peacock. They were just showing it comes in very quickly and then leaves. So do you have any star people connections, anything like that? Or maybe that's something that's coming.
Oh, maybe it is for the new year. Yeah.
Mhm.
In other words, don't be afraid of it, Peacock. It's there to help, to assist. A book says sometimes the message just speaks the loudest to those gleaned from another's reading. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, honey. Thank you for saying that. That's true. All right, so Vanessa, what message does Spirit have for you? Okay, let's see. Hi, Kelly Scarborough.
What message does Spirit have for me?
Okay, so I got that diamond that Tuda was talking about. I have your success is closer than you think. Just keep going, and look at all the energies around you. So think positively, and know that your success is on its way.
I'm not picking anything up at this moment for you, Vanessa.
Okay. Sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Thank you, Vanessa. Mr. Craig wonders if he's moving in the right direction. Again, you need to remember that it's you that decides that, Craig. But we'll see if we can pick anything up.
Craig, they're showing me the car that she used to own, and it's puttering down the road. I'm guessing that's moving in the right direction.
Uh-huh.
What kind of
Uh-huh.
car was that? Can you remind me? I can't remember.
I think he's got a Ford 1930s or something like that. Yeah. So, Craig, I'm getting release your attachment to the answer. That the answer will be provided as you continue your studies. But it says let go and let go of any fear. What's the other word? Restriction. I'm dealing with the same thing, Craig. I've been dealing with it for about 40 years. So it's coming along, and some days are better than the other, but I have to just keep believing that all those things will unfold in the right time. And so I think you're going in the right direction, but you got to let it go. You got to let go the answer because it's only you that can give it. But I love I love that puttering along.
It's puttering. That was the word. It's like pop, 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 pop. Puttering.
That's really cute. That's really cute. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Sonia Pinola works with the elementals, so she wonders if she can get a reading from them. And the tutor also works with a lot of elementals. Oh, mostly it's probably my computer. If you're hearing the static, I'm sorry.
I'm just getting sticks and stones, and then gathering the small sticks to create the fire.
Mm.
And what I like about stones too is like, if you go to a sweat lodge, they have the fire with the stones, and then the stones are brought in for the ceremony. So like stones hold whatever that the sticks and the fire create. It holds it. And they're like, that's they lay these things down, which sometimes you get more questions, like with the off-planet being.
Uh-huh.
And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, that was it. That's what you needed
That
to
was
say.
all they could give me right now. Yeah, I get it. I
Okay.
totally get it. Yep. So you're talking about sticks and branches that break off. It's residue, and you're picking up the residue in order to start the fire. And what I get is the tree here. Look at this. There it is. And
Okay.
it's reminding you that maybe your search for the branches, you search in the branches for what's only in the roots. So go deeper, look elsewhere. You need more. You need more time, I think, out with the elementals. That's what they're saying. When the weather gets better and you can get out there, Sonia, they want you working with it. And there's nothing wrong with leftovers. That's what the sticks are that have fallen off the tree. That was the residue. It was the sloughing off. But also look to the roots, because the roots go deeper and wider. I think I read somewhere that the roots of a tree, they come down and then they grow this way too. So you've got roots that go very, very, very deep and very far in the land. So maybe spend some time.
Someone in the beginning said that the strong storms make the oak tree roots grow deeper, something like
Yes.
that.
Yep.
I love that idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do too. Okay, let's see. I'm just putting this up because Lori and Teresa have the best conversations in the chat. I just had this thought. Lori says, what is so difficult about the new energies are that we're now able to live in the now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, and learning to adjust. So being present, and I agree with that. Yeah. It's all one. So the past, present, and future is the now.
Yeah.
You're right. It has to do with reconfiguring what we already have learned and adjusting it to the new information received. And sometimes that creates cognitive dissonance because we're like, no, wait a minute now, I learned this, but everything is changing, knowledge is changing. And so we have to grow with those changes, even though sometimes we'd like to say, remember when it was, or remember this, I learned this, so that's awesome. Thank you for that. Michelle, what blocks does she need to work on? Actually, what blocks do we all need to work on?
They're showing me Legos.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
The creating ones. They're so like the blocks. They're focusing on blocks. Like the Legos. They're kind of like, if you just have one Lego, it's not as much fun as if you have like others. You can't really create with just one. And they're also showing me blocks as stepping stones, like for like rock climbing, like going places with the blocks. But if we're talking about something, we need to pull the root out of the ground of something that you don't want to grow anymore. They're like, if there's something that you want to pull up by the roots, they want to let you know that this is a ripe time, like the soil is nice and soft for pulling. But if you find that that sort of thing doesn't work, then you can also not shine any light to the thing you don't want to grow anymore. Like, don't shine light on it because sometimes things can't grow in the dark.
I love this. And Richie says he got building blocks. Stack your building blocks. Richie, that's great. I'm glad you said that. Yes. Yes, it hurts to step on just one Lego. You're right. You got to be very careful.
Yes, it does.
Not fun.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So we have Susan wondering if she can get a message in. We're right near the top of the hour. So this will be the last one. And then we'll do a little prayer going out or, little something or other as we leave. Yeah.
I'm going to let you, when you're ready to go first.
Okay.
Aley.
That's fine. Okay. I got some great cards for you, Susan. I got Psychic Abilities as the first one. I'm not sure you're aware that you have them, but you do. We all do. We all actually do. But you look at it, the light is all around your head. And that's saying, you're just sending out beautiful messages out of your crown, and the third eye is opened on the top of your head. And that you are beginning to find your way and what your talents are and how you're going to use them. Because you're you're taking the time to look, and look at the butterflies are all around you. You look very satisfied, and even some elementals over there. This will give you the freedom that you want. And if you look at this card, you will notice that this woman has a cage around her, but she's in back of it, and the door's open. So we all think we're caged in and we have no choice and we can't make choices, but we can. We all have the freedom to find what it is that makes us happy. And they want you to know you're not stuck in any kind of a cage. You have the freedom to do it.
That's beautiful. And I'm getting physically one side of, like, I'm feeling like there's shoulder pain. And going to the throat area as well, Susan. And so the helpers are just coming in and like rubbing anything off of your back, because like we can't get right there. Your helpers are coming in, and they're like any debris of things that you're getting off your shoulders or things off your back. They're brushing that off for you, because it's hard to get to the places we can't get to. So yeah, wishing you the best.
The old sloughing off seems to be coming up a lot.
How do you say that word?
Slough. It's like S-L-U. Yeah, slough.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like sloth. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I get that word a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's really, really good. So yeah, let's have a great big prayer thought here. Let's hi Gigi. It's nice to see you here too. Thank you for asking some questions today. I'm sorry we can't take more, but we will offer a closing here. And we will be back on February 2nd. We do the 112233, that kind of deal. And JJ can be found. Her website is Tuta Speaks, and the information's in the chat. All right.
I would. Being like a physical empath and feeling others, I'm being drawn to like the things we feel physically, like the jaw pain. And I'm seeing an elder is here. Ashtata kuti 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 anashtata no kapayewa ashema yewa. And I know this is like a foofy kind of thing to think of, but like, what if we were the medicine? Like, what if we were our own medicine? Matu kanoka ma ashtata. For like the ingredients that we may be looking for, and we don't see them inside of ourselves. One thing that I find fascinating about when I was learning things about herbology is that if you are in an area or an environment where it's very rocky and you're going to fall and scrape your knee, there's always something growing there that will help you.
True. That's true.
And it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Wherever we are, there's always something around us that will be our medicine in a way. So if we can't, if we're looking for some medicine for helping, and our inner medicine cabinet might need a different ingredient that we don't possess, just like look around, because there's things that are there to help us.
Wow. I love that. Yeah. And that goes along with being your own teacher, which is the card I have.
Yeah.
It says right here, if light is in your heart, you'll find your way home. Use your intuition. Return to the past only in the idea that you can remember. But remember, the past, present, and future is on the continuum, and we are dealing with it in the now. But be your own teacher. Bring up that which you have learned in your life and use it and adjust it to whatever is needed. And also it says we have to see beyond the veil of illusion. Our perception is sometimes, as we started out this show, it was the idea that somebody can say something and it might irritate, or it might come across to somebody as not being, I don't know, whatever it is, a nice thing or whatever. But it's our perception of what was said. It wasn't, unless we know the intention of the person that said it, we don't know if it was meant to be harmful or not. So you can always ask. You ask and you shall receive. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Lori, we are our own medicine. We always remember, when looking in a mirror, you are looking at your solution. Oh,
yes. Yes. But we are not medical doctors.
Correct.
Or psychologists always, here.
Yes. Yeah. Always seek medical help. And,
yes.
And this is for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes only.
That's right. But they're asking, should we do 111? I don't know if that's possible, but we can talk about it if you want. Yeah. I never even thought of it. So
I didn't either.
Yeah, no. All right. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year from JJ and I. And thank you for being our subscribers and our, in my case, members of the show, and also for your donations, your love, your support. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much. And thank you, JJ. I love you, girl.
I love you too.
Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.